So the other day I was planing a board and using my fence as a stop in the space and flatness, and I broke my table saw fence, and it kind of sucks. And I took it apart here, but basically what you can see is that the part that goes into the fence itself just kind of snapped off because of the pressure from when I was pushing against it. Should I have been doing that? I don't know. It seemed like a logical thing to me. I mean, wouldn't this be strong enough to be able to hold that force? I mean, I was just doing a little bit of hand planing. It's not like I was, you know, hammering against it or something. I was just kind of pushing against it and not even that hard. So here's the problem. They don't make this anymore. This part has now been discontinued. And it's been discontinued for a while. I'm not the only one with this problem. And unfortunately, this table saw, which is a Jet, I think it's a JWSS like hybrid table saw, has been discontinued for a while, at least this particular one. And I also happen to get mine with a sliding table because I don't want to deal with building a fence or building a crosscut sled. So mine has a sliding table on it. Coolest feature ever. I love this thing. But that also means that how this fence attaches is kind of a unique system. I'll admit it wasn't the greatest thing to begin with, but it worked for me. I mean, I'm not a professional. I like woodworking. I like making nice furniture, but I didn't really care too much. I enjoyed my sliding table a whole lot. Well, this becomes a problem because I had to find a new fence, and you know, I couldn't. So here's what I did. I bought this, which is the ShopFox Aluma-Classic Fence, and I got the standard rails on it. The reason I got the Aluma-Classic, the model number here is the W1716 is the model number. And the reason that I got this one over their other fence and other fences that were available was because I needed full length. So this is a 30-inch cross cut that I already have, and I wasn't about to get a shorter cross cut, and I really needed the length to figure out how to mount this thing on this table. And so that's what I got to figure out to do today. So the first thing I'm going to do is do a little bit of cleanup and take the sliding table off, which is the first step. Doing a little research here and seeing what I got. So the way this existing rail mounts is actually underneath, which you probably can't see, but we're going to show you anyway. And this sits, you can see, considerably lower than the top because of the way the sliding table works. It needs to clear over here. Now the hardware, or the slide for the table, actually starts, you know, about in line here, about 3 inches over. And the good news is when I put the new fence on here, And again, you know, I'm just laying it on here. I'm not trying to be all whatever. So if I put it basically on top of the blade itself, which I'd never do, I'm still to the right of this. So I don't have to worry about this edge interfering with the sliding table. And of course, I'm not going to be using the sliding table and the fence at the same time, because that's not the point of a sliding table. So that's great news. Bad news, or the thing, and then the other news that I have too, is that this has a cutout for the mount for the sliding table, and a rail that goes all the way across, as you would expect. And the good news is that lines up, I think, pretty nicely with the support here on the back. So if I can, as long as I can screw this support up, it'll be very easy for me to be able to use this existing back rail, which means I don't have to think about, you know, making a cutout or anything here on the new rail. Also, if it goes well, I might even be able to use the rail that came for the back on the front here. And I need to find a way to mount this bracket on the new fence or something. And what I had found out is that if you just take a piece of, I just happen to have a piece of aluminum angle here. And if I take a piece of aluminum angle, I would actually be able to mount the aluminum angle, you know, in replacement of the existing rail. So that was my existing thought. But if I'm able to use the new steel rail that was for the back, I might actually be able to not have to buy anything. I can use that piece of aluminum, but I'd rather have a piece of steel here and have it mounted. So we'll just have to see how that's going to work out. But I know this is going to be a problem. And this was my big worry with any new fence system that I got. So I just got to figure out what to do, and we'll go from there. So first thing is I got to take this rail off, and I'm going to do that right now. And I got this off, kind of looks like a standard, you know, contractor saw size almost, except I'm missing this other wing. There is one existing hole here, which is, I think, pretty standard. I'm probably going to have to drill additional holes in this. Not a big deal as long as I place them correctly. There's obviously ribs underneath here that I need to avoid. This has got to go on here like this. Should go there. Or it should go here. If I put it there, I don't got to cut nothing. If I mount this so that it's in the second hole like it is right now, I actually have clearance here, meaning that my hardware, the rollers for the sliding table will actually clear this fence without a problem. Now I know that there are people out there who really want the ability to put their table saw fence on the left hand side of the blade sometimes. I never do it. I've never done it. I doubt I will ever do it. And if I don't have to cut a bunch of stuff, I won't be doing it. Because one of the fears was that I was going to have to sit and I was going to have to cut a bunch of material out of this rail and out of the tube over here to make it so if I have my fence lined up over the top of my blade, which again, obviously I'm not going to have it over this far to the left hand side, you can see where the blade support rests here. Again, this is not ideal yet, it's just kind of temporary. Now what that means is the blade support is going to actually run past the end of the of the rail. So if I move this rail back down, so I don't have to cut it, I'm going to run into some problem, or I might have an issue here because it's not overlapping enough. I don't really see why that would be a major problem, but it is a consideration of mine. So, but the way these adjusters work, I think I would actually be okay. Because again, I really don't want to cut this. There's no real need for me in my life to need to cut that so that I can support my sliding table. It actually will just be more work. And I'm not sure I'm going to have a better solution, because once it's... All right, I got my piece of steel to replace the aluminum piece that I had coming out here. This is going to be a lot stronger. I just need to drill the holes in it. I've already marked the 2 holes to mount it underneath, and then I will figure out where to drill the holes to mount the plate for the sliding table. All right, I had that all installed, and it moves a hair, but it doesn't bend and twist like the other one did. Obviously, if it was a better angle, it would work better, but I don't have the space, or a U or even a box. It would probably be better. But again, alright, that took a minute. It's not pretty by any means. Still got that. Many of you can tell me in the comments how I could have made these oval holes like a drill beyond the way that I did it. And whatever. So I know. Just let me know in the comments. And if I ever do this again, maybe I'll do it different. I'm going to guess to a certain degree that I may never do this again. These are threaded. So the way this works is these go through here. Not a big deal. And I got enough play in there. Figure it out. My holes are off just a little bit. I got one. All right, now I got a real problem because that doesn't fit. All right, well, I hate to say it, but I didn't record me getting that in because it did require a couple of curse words. But it's in. I have not tried this yet, but it slides. I still need to adjust it. And you can see right here where, see how that I had to clear? I would have had to cut for this part, for this to make it over the top of that. And that was just, I really didn't want to do that. Not to mention there's also all this down here. So you would literally have to cut the whole end of this rail off to make clearance for that. And by doing it the way I did, not that I'm brilliant, but it works and it's able to slide. So now I'll just need to make some adjustments, make sure it is offset just a little bit, and I will have a new fence, and I will have my sliding table back in place, which means I can also use my table saw again. How exciting. Thanks for tuning in. If you guys have any questions, thoughts, please don't hesitate to put them down in the comments, and I will happily answer them or accept your critiques. Keep in mind, I've already done this, so you know, if you tell me, oh, I should have done it that way, it's like, that's great, and I appreciate that for other people, but I'm already done, and that's that. So again, thanks for watching. Don't forget, if you would like to see more homesteading videos, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell, and you'll be able to see our new content as it comes out. We got our high tunnel has been planted and it's growing, and as soon as the weather gets better, we're definitely going to have more videos on our barn build, which is going to be very exciting, and it's something we've been waiting a long time to do. So thanks again. Have a great day, you guys.